Leviticus chapter 9. Kohanim begin their ministry. Now it happened on the 8th day that Moses called Aaron, his sons, and the elders of Israel. Then he said to Aaron, "Take a calf from the herd for a sin offering, and a ram for a burnt offering, both without blemish, and offer them before Adonai. You are to speak to Bnei Israel, saying, Take a male goat for a sin offering, along with a calf and a lamb, both yearlings without blemish, for a burnt offering, plus a bull and a ram for fellowship offerings, to sacrifice before Adonai, along with a grain offering mixed with oil. For today Adonai appears to you." So they brought what Moses commanded before the tent of meeting, and the entire congregation drew near and stood before Adonai. Moses said, "This is what Adonai commanded you that you should do, so that the glory of Adonai may appear to you." Moses said to Aaron, "Draw near to the altar and bring your sin offering and your burnt offering, and make atonement for yourself and for the people. Then present the offering for the people and make atonement for them, as Adonai commanded." So Aaron drew near to the altar and slaughtered the calf of the sin offering, which was for himself. The sons of Aaron presented the blood to him. Then he dipped his finger in the blood, dabbed it onto the horns of the altar, and poured out the blood at the base of the altar. But the fat, the kidneys, and the cover from the liver of the sin offering he burned up as smoke on the altar, as Adonai had commanded Moses. The flesh and the hide he burned in a fire outside the camp. Aaron slaughtered the burnt offering, then his sons presented the blood to him, and he splashed it around on the altar. They handed the burnt offering to him piece by piece, along with the head, and he burned them up as smoke on the altar. He washed the innards and the legs, and he offered them in smoke upon the burnt offering on the altar. Then he presented the people's gift, took the goat of the sin offering which was for the people, slaughtered it, and offered it for sin, just like the first one. He presented the burnt offering and offered it according to the decree. Then Aaron presented the grain offering, filling his hand with some of it and burning it up as smoke on the altar alongside the burnt offering of the morning. He also slaughtered the bull and the ram as the sacrifice of fellowship offerings for the people. Then his sons brought him the blood, which he splashed around on the altar, as well as the fat from the bull and the ram, the fat tail, and the fat layer over the innards, along with the kidneys and the covering over the liver. They put the fat upon the breast, and he burned it on the altar. But the breast and the right thigh Aaron waved for a wave offering before Adonai, as Moses had commanded. Then Aaron lifted up his hands toward the people and blessed them. Then he stepped down from presenting the sin offering, the burnt offering, and the fellowship offerings. Moses and Aaron then went into the tent of meeting. When they came back out and blessed the people, the glory of Adonai appeared to all the people. Fire came out of the presence of Adonai and devoured the burnt offering and the fat on the altar. When all the people saw it, they shouted and fell on their faces. Leviticus chapter 10. The holy fire consumes unauthorized fire. Now Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, each took his own censer, put fire in it, laid incense over it, and offered unauthorized fire before Adonai, which he had not commanded them. So the fire came out from the presence of Adonai and consumed them. So they died before Adonai. Then Moses said to Aaron, "This is what Adonai spoke of, saying, To those who are near me I will show myself holy. Upon the faces of all the people I will be glorified." Then Aaron kept silent. Then Moses called Mishael and Elzaphan, the sons of Aaron's uncle Uzziel, and said to them, "Come near, carry your relatives away from the front of the sanctuary to the outside of the camp." So they drew near and carried them, still in their tunics, outside of the camp, as Moses had said. Then Moses said to Aaron and to Eleazar and to Ithamar his sons, do not uncover your heads or tear your clothes, so you may not die, and he will be angry with the entire congregation. But let your kinsmen, the whole house of Israel, mourn over the burning that Adonai has kindled. You must not go out from the entrance of the tent of meeting, or you will die, for the anointing oil of Adonai is on you. So they acted according to the word of Moses. Adonai spoke to Aaron, saying, do not drink wine or fermented drink, neither you nor your sons with you, when you go into the tent of meeting, so that you do not die. This is to be a statute forever throughout your generations. You are to make a distinction between the holy and the common, and between the unclean and the clean, and you are to teach Bnei Yisrael all the statutes with which Adonai has spoken to them through Moses. Moses spoke to Aaron and to Eleazar and to Ithamar his surviving sons, take the grain offering left over from Adonai's offerings by fire, and eat it without chametz beside the altar, for it is most holy. You are to eat it in a holy place, because it is your portion and your son's portion of the offerings of Adonai made by fire. For so I have commanded. You are to eat the breast that was waved, and the thigh that was presented in a clean place, you, your sons, and your daughters with you, for they are given as your portion and your children's portion out of the sacrifices of the fellowship offerings of Bnei Israel. They are to bring the thigh that is presented and the breast that is waved with fat portions scorched by fire, to wave it as a wave offering before Adonai. So it will be yours and your sons with you, a share forever, as Adonai has commanded. Then Moses searched carefully for the goat of the sin offering, and noticed it had been burned up. So he snapped at Eleazar and Ithamar, the surviving sons of Aaron, saying, why have you not eaten the sin offering in the place of the sanctuary, since it is most holy? And he gave it to you in order to bear the iniquity of the congregation, to make atonement for them before Adonai. Look, its blood was not brought into the inner part of the sanctuary. You certainly shall have eaten it in the sanctuary, as I commanded. But Aaron said to Moses, behold, today they presented their sin offering and their burnt offering before Adonai. When things like these have happened to me, would it have been good in the eyes of Adonai if I had eaten the sin offering today? When Moses heard this, it was good in his eyes. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a thumbs up and comment, like, share the video. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.